Hey, what's up, and welcome back to Beyond the Real. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be talking The Mandalorian Season 2, Episode 6, Chapter 14, The Tragedy. So, today's episode of The Mandalorian was directed by Robert Rodriguez, which honestly I think was the right choice because apparently they had a very small budget to work with, and Robert Rodriguez is known to work with small budgets, such as the Mariachi films, Spy Kids, and the Machete movies. And to start things off, uh, the episode focused on Mando taking Grogu to Tython and placing him on the beacon. Uh, and Grogu reached out through the Force, and then Slave One shows up, and we all know what that means. So the reintroduction of Boba Fett was really cool because for this is like the Legends expanded universe Boba Fett that most people don't really know about. So it was cool for them to bring that into the main canon storyline. I'm pretty sure that opened a lot of eyes to some people. But yeah, and it really showed a different side to Boba. He came off very honorable, and he's neutral. He's not necessarily good or bad. He's just in it for the money. So I thought that was pretty cool that they showed that. He shows up. He's not really looking for a fight. He just wants his armor. So him and Mando have like a little standoff, and we are also reintroduced to Fennec, played by Ming-Na Wen. I hope I pronounced that right. And she has been brought back to life by Boba because he put some pipes in her. So that was pretty cool. And when they first show her, she kind of resembles Zam Wessel, which I thought was, or at least that's what I thought of. So Mando and Boba come to terms that, or Boba more so comes to terms that he'll help Mando if he just gives him his armor, that he guarantees the safety of Mando and Grogu. So then, as they're coming to terms with this, stormtroopers arrive, and it was really cool because each character kind of got their own moment to shine here. Zenek, held them off for a bit. And then she teamed up with Mando, and we get to see Boba out of his armor using his staff to just mess people up. Like he's swinging that thing, he's breaking the stormtroopers' helmets, and it was pretty cool because seeing that Tamara Morrison was doing his own stunts was pretty cool. And then he kind of like he's in a position where he's right next to Mando's ship. And, the doors open and he's like, "Oh yeah." So we as an audience already know what's gonna happen. So he just walks in there, gets his armor, and then when they start to team up on Mando and Zenek, she kind of does the trademark Robert Rodriguez jump shot, and then she's pinned down. So I guess you could say they kind of paid tribute to Indiana Jones because she sends the boulder running down on the stormtroopers, and then Boba comes in, and he just like wreaks havoc on everyone. And it was really cool to see, this other side that we didn't get to see in the films. And but in the end, that's not enough because while they hold off the stormtroopers, they actually lose Grogu because Moff Gideon appears again, and he sends the Dark Troopers, which kind of come off as like the Empire's answer to Iron Man. And they kidnap him and they take off. So in the end, Moff Gideon also destroys the Razor Crest, and like that thing is vaporized. Like there's no way they can fix it because that thing just literally disappeared. There's very little left, and all that survives is the Beskar spear that he got in the last episode. Yeah, that's pretty much where Mando and Boba and Zenek are at. And then Boba, is like, "Hey, I promise that you and the child are gonna be safe. So because you don't have the child, I will help you get him back." So that was pretty cool. So Boba's gonna stick around for a little while longer, and then Moff Gideon, uh, he's walking into the holding cell where they have Grogu, and it's, this continues to show that he has no regard for anyone with him, because Grogu's like choking the stormtroopers, he's like knocking them against the wall, and then there's a stormtrooper he's like, we need to put a stop to this, and Moff Gideon's just like, no, I want to see what happens. So that kind of adds to that to build his character, and he kind of threatens uh, Grogu with the Darksaber. He's like, "Oh, you ever seen one of these?" And then Grogu passes out because of how he's been using the Force. And then Moff Gideon tells him to put these little tiny shackles on him, which was just hilarious. And then they travel back. Mando travels back to Cara Dune, who's a marshal now, and I kind of asks her for help because he wants to get Bill Burr's character Mayfeld out of prison because of his ties with the Imperials. So it's the next episode, I hope, is a lot longer, and I hope it really lives up to what's being set up in this episode, and I can't imagine what the rest of season 2 offers, because I don't know, it's pretty cool, and I hope we get some kind of cameo in the next episode in the prison, because I mean, maybe it's a stretch, but they reintroduced Boba Fett, and maybe if he recognized someone in the prison like Bosk or Dengar or Forlom or another IG unit, I think that'd be super awesome. And funnily enough, we just don't know who Grogu contacted, or if he was talking to anyone, or if he just sent out a signal. And we can't help but speculate who's gonna show up, if anyone shows up, whether they're Jedi, Sith, somewhere in between. If it's a new character or a character we already know, like Ezra or Luke, or anyone like that. And funnily enough, I was talking with Mark, and I'm pretty sure he was joking, but he mentioned that he'd like to see Mace Windu back. And just to speculate, Sam Jackson did express that he would love to bring that character back. He would like to play that character again. And if Boba Fett could survive being in the Sarlacc pit, what's stopping them from bringing Mace Windu back? He just fell out a window. So, and then not only that, under the Disney umbrella, back to that scene, Moff Gideon was talking about whenever he's with Grogu and the Darksaber, he's like, "Oh, careful, you might take your eye out." And given this is under the Disney umbrella, Sam Jackson missing an eye, I mean, that wouldn't be his first time, just saying. But yeah, I'm really excited for the rest of season 2. I think we have 2 episodes left, and I really hope there's this really big fight at the end, like in season 1, and I hope we get to see some of the past characters show up and help Mando. So I think that'd be really cool, because Mando's pretty much helped them. So I hope they come back to return that favor in some way, or even in season 3. So I think that'd be really cool. But what do we know? So that's our time. Thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. This is Beyond the Real. I'm Alex, and I hope to see you again.